Members, over the last few weeks, you must have experienced the unusual high temperatures and humidity in various parts of the country. This is a reminder that climate change is real. And unless we come out as leaders and take a deliberate mitigating measures, we remain at risk. We must invest in our time and efforts to ensure that we rescue the environment by conservation. Assuming in this House we have 556 members of Parliament, if each of us at least planted 1,000 trees, there will have created some change. I want to urge the leaders that kindly be an example to others and ensure that we try our best to conserve the environment and reduce the humility that is there. I can see Mama Mabira. Mama Mabira, we need to do a lot. There is a lot of degradation in society. I want to thank you once more. And still as I thank you, don't forget to pray for our Holy Father.
On the heat waves, I think you are right honorable, to say that because of climate change, the heat waves are increasing, and it will come with a lot of health issues. Yesterday, at the football pitch in Pakwach, there was a girl who is in senior 2 watching football, a kind of morale booster, and collapsed and died. Because the heat wave is so high that you need to be hydrated. Yes, information. The things you are experiencing now are caused by human activities. So we really need to take action to address some of these challenges. The minister raised the other day, laid on floor here, the certificate of financial, showing that there is a substantial amount of money put in the budget to address climate change in the country. But when you check the parameters, the analysis was not in-depthly done. So we need to strengthen that department by putting more funds so that we can address some of these challenges, because prevention is better than cure. Thank you.
But before we talk about among ourselves here, who of you has planted just one, maybe 500 trees? You get it, eh? So we need to do something to encourage the population outside there, to ensure that they plant trees.
Thank you, Right Honorable. It is not only trees for timber and so on.
We need to conserve the swamps and all that.
But Right Honorable, I want to encourage members who are planting fruit trees. Fruit trees can still absorb the carbon dioxide, which can help to address climate change. So you may not necessarily plant trees for timber or poles, but even when you are planting fruit trees in your farms, it will help to address climate change in the country.
Thank you, Chairman. Climate change.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. First of all, I join you in praying for the Holy Pope. And indeed, he has been an environmentalist. The world is all praying for his quick recovery. Secondly, Right Honorable Speaker, I also want to thank my colleague who indeed took note that the effect of climate change is real. We issued a statement warning the country of all the pending calamities as a result of climate change. You did challenge us, Right Honorable Speaker, as leaders, what are we all doing we must lead by example. I just want to say, first of all, that His Excellency the President has been spearheading the crusade to conserve our environment, the trees, the wetlands, and indeed, we must follow suit. However, Right Honorable Speaker, as a government, as a ministry, we had really requested for a modest budget so that colleagues, the members of parliament, who are here, who are supposed to lead by example in their constituency, are provided with seedlings. The seedlings we used to give out to colleagues for themselves to lead by example, and even give to the constituencies, because that would have been the beginning of us participating, all of us. Unfortunately, that budget was
Honorable Minister, when NFA was in a standalone, we used to get trees from NFA. You rationalized the NFA, you took it to the ministry, now we want trees from you. NFA used to give us the trees.
Right Honorable Speaker, it is the same staff we had in NFA who are going to operate under the ministry. It is the same supervision we shall have. The only challenge is that we need that funds to be available so that we can raise specific. Right Honorable
Where
Speaker,
did the fund that NFA used to have go?
Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I just stated that what was operating from NFA is what we have brought to the headquarters, that is the ministry. But we needed more funds to that effect, and we are going to do it. But on top of that, Right Honorable Speaker, just a minute.
Point of order.
No.
There's an order.
Right Honorable Speaker, thank you very much. The budget is originated from Cabinet, and the Honorable Minister is a member of Cabinet. Parliament comes to appropriate what has been submitted. Is it on order for the Honorable Minister to come here instead of going to Cabinet, so that they need to amend? And even when they rationalized the NFA, they have never brought here a repeal certificate to know where the NFA is. Is she in order? I thank you.
Honorable members, you know the budgeting cycle, and the minister knows very well the process of budgeting, and at the end of the day, NFA used to have funds and will always have funds, that department. The question is, where do those funds go? For us, what you want, what Ugandans want are trees. Is the environment to be conserved? You took it, have it.
Madam Speaker, I join you and the millions of people across the world in sympathizing with the Holy Father. We continue to pray for him for quick. I want to say that in addition to what the minister has said, His Excellency the President, in terms of saving the environment, you've seen his policy, his statement, and recently in Cabinet he also directed that we should start the process of compensating those people in the wetlands, especially those who were given these wetlands by the then colonial governments, like Chigezi, Busoga, and Bukedi, and we are now starting the process. I will have a bilateral discussion with the Minister of Environment to inform her that indeed her views will be best discussed in another forum, and the best forum for discussion of the budget will be in the Cabinet. I thank you.
Thank you, government.
Clarification from the minister, because much as I'm very supportive of massive planting of trees, and I hail from a place which has been environmentally degraded, and I also appreciate the crucial role that leadership provides in this climate change mitigation. But the $1 million question is for places like Bududa, where we have numerous cracks. And even if you did massive planting of trees, that will not nip those cracks in the bud. Because even landslides occur in Mount Elgon National Park, where there are indigenous trees that have deep roots which you would have expected to anchor the soils firmly in the ground. What should we do? The mitigation measure should have been a relocation of the people to save their lives. But this exercise is going on at a snail's pace. For time immemorial, it is now over 10 years, they have so far attempted to only relocate and resettle 51 households out of a target over 100,000. Madam Speaker, with the change of rainfall patterns because of climate change, anything may happen in Buruda, by the way, because we are experiencing heavy downpours and landslides. And the mother of, incidentally, the minister, my good friend, Mama Mabira. Mama, no, she's still both. Hails from Bududa. The mother is my relative. And she knows how fragile the soils are, Madam Speaker. So I don't know how she would help to expedite the relocation of the people to save their lives. Information from the Honorable.
It's a question of having a policy for the whole country to see how do we manage our environment, how to settle our people. Even those few that have been relocated to Bunambutie and Kiliandongo, the soils are already cracking. It's so dry, and when during the rain season, so wet and flooded. So to me, it's to do with the policy.
Kiliandongo also has
cracks.
Mountains.
Yes, no, our people are settled there. But when during the dry season, the cracks cannot even allow them to do any agricultural activity.
That's why we are saying we need to do afforestation and we need to do a waste disposal monitoring so that we avoid that kind of thing.
Much that we have fast-tracked climate change management. Even last week, you provided us with space to share the weather forecast. Unfortunately, we didn't have the ministers present, but I'm requesting that you still render us space to share the weather forecast such that we all become ready. Right Honorable Speaker, the weather forecast, for example, showed that there is going to be an increase in malaria manifestation, and we are going to get a lot of dog bites and snake bites. But Right Honorable Speaker, when you go to our hospitals, most district hospitals have less than 10 doses for dog bites, and the doses are very expensive. So even when you look at most deaths of children now in most hospitals, it is due to malaria. So, Right Honorable Speaker, we thank you that the weather forecast was going to give us insights. They reported that this is good time for tourists. But yesterday, people from Rwenzori reported that all the ice is melting. So some of our staff who have been inviting tourists to come and they give us money should be cognizant of this, because you might bring people and they pay for nothing. But now that the ice is melting, our lakes are going to overflow. What we need to do now is to desilt dams and also the drainages, such that as the water increases after the melting of this ice, we are able to cushion all the water from the melting. Right Honorable Speaker, we find that the tourists would come in big numbers, but also the way, especially us people from National Unity Platform, we are handled, it threatens them. Yet we would use this season to attract more of the tourists. Right Honorable Speaker, the proposals for relocation of some of these populations is also lacking. Some people are given options to live my chief whip's place to some other places, which the population considers to be very infertile. They are not willing to go there. The best thing to do is to provide the money, and these people look out for where they can settle. Otherwise, this business of we have found this place, which is very infertile for these people to go to, they will not accept and they will never accept. Those are some of the...
Thank you. On the cracks, when you see as a leader, when you see the cracks, when you sense there are cracks, the best thing that we can do is to educate our people the dangers of such cracks. Much as that area of ours is very fertile, people may not want to live, but they have to know the dangers. So we need to continuously educate them.
No, the level of awareness is extremely high for our people. As we talk, those that hail from the high-risk hills stay in places of worship and schools. And the ministry, the line ministry is aware of this. What our shadow minister of environment has just alluded to, the compensatory approach should be implemented fully. People are willing to be compensated and they relocate to wherever they so choose.
Honorable Minister, what
the process
they are
is very slow.
What they are asking, what is hard with you giving somebody money and saying, go and get a place of your choice?
Right Honorable Speaker, I just thank colleagues for raising issues. Right Honorable Speaker, you are aware that the intervention in those weather-prone areas like my uncle's is being handled by the Office of the Prime Minister, and it is interministerial, not only the Ministry of Water and Environment. And two, Right Honorable Speaker, we would really all want to save the lives of our people. Sometimes what constrains us and what can be deemed to be like you are lamenting is the budget envelope we have with the other competing priorities. That is why my uncle here is saying the intervention is at a slow pace, not because it is deliberate. We work within the available budget, my Right Honorable Speaker. So I would pray that on this issue, we can still have the Right Honorable Prime Minister convene us back again to fast track the activities therein. I beg to submit.
Honorable Minister, giving the early warning systems to help in sensitizing people and evacuating them to less risky area, would that really need a lot of giving information and that kind of thing? Would that need a lot of money?
Right Honorable Speaker, let me also apologize that last time that item appeared on the order paper, personally I was in Addis Ababa for a meeting, and when I was called upon, I wasn't, and would have had another colleague to intervene. But I have the report, even if you want me to read it now, it is ready, and my apologies. If you put me on the order paper, even now, I can still present.
You have not answered what I asked. You have not answered what I asked.
The report has those details, Right Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Kiriadongo.
About relocation of the people who are affected, especially Bududa. We are here mentioning about relocation. But the Bududa community were brought to Kiriandongo by OPM and abandoned. Yes, by OPM. Because as I speak right now, they promised to build 650 houses, but up to today we have less than 100 housing units for those people. And they have completely abandoned them, and they are suffering. No water sources, the roads are not graded. The district tells us they are not, it's not their mandate to take care of these people. OPM is just adamant. So if government is to relocate, we should really put a lot of pressure so that when they relocate these communities, they have to follow up and give them the care.
Government, can we have the state? Governments, are there roads? Do they have houses? And if it means a committee going to see what is on ground. The committee should go and see what is on ground. Yes.
Get a statement on Tuesday next week.
Let's have a statement and we'll have a committee to go to the locus. We'll have a committee to go to the locus to see what is happening with our people. Yes, Longoto and Honorable Gilbert were stopping those people of charcoal, those carrying charcoal, and people felt these people were not serious, but they were doing a right thing. They were doing a right thing. Now you see what is happening. But also the Minister of Energy should get an alternative sources of how people should cook, like using ethanol.
Right, Honorable Speaker, just allow me to respond. Indeed, charcoal burning was a problem and is still a problem. But from the policy perspective, His Excellency issued an executive order number 3. That means it needed to be implemented. As we speak, you and me. Right, Honorable Speaker, allow me to speak to this, be protected.
Honorable Minister,
yes.
When Executive Order 3 was issued, who was supposed to implement?
Right, Honorable Speaker, that's what I'm here. I wanted to let colleagues know that our enforcement arm of government, we have even roadblocks on the road. Just a moment, just wait. I will give you. We have roadblocks, right, Honorable Speaker. For example, people who come from the north towards Achua River, we have even UPDF involved. But as the colleague said, they used to transport this charcoal in the open trucks. Now they have changed styles. That needs to be...
What stops you from checking the box body?
It is being checked, right, Honorable Speaker. But colleagues, let me just explain. I will give you an opportunity. I'm here to listen. We are trying all we can. The biggest challenge is that when the demand and the supply, you know, the demand and supply chain, people smuggle it. What we are doing, you right, Honorable Speaker, I actually alluded that the Minister of Energy needs to put in place the alternative. Government has actually subsidized on the...
Madam Speaker, the Minister has alleged that people who are carrying out charcoal business are smuggling within Uganda, according to her statement. But the English dictionary defines smuggling as going across the border using the porous routes. I don't know whether the minister is alleging that charcoal transportation in the country is smuggling. Moreover, it is a weakness of government where she is in charge of that docket for failing to enforce the regulations. So is the transportation of charcoal within the country a smuggling? Therefore, Madam Speaker, I don't know whether the minister is in order to use that word at this right time.
Honorable members, we must move. Can I hear from Mulop?
Honorable Speaker, I'm glad we are talking a bit about the heat wave question. Meteorologists are telling us that temperatures have soared to 40 degrees Celsius, and they have told us to brace ourselves for even higher temperatures. The most affected areas are especially northern Uganda, and I hope government knows that agricultural production has been affected too. Yes, the heat wave is killing some people, as the examples we have had, people are collapsing and so on. Agriculture is being affected because crops are failing. Animals are dropping dead. Maybe government needs to come up with a comprehensive response to this matter so that we know how we proceed and people can be guided. Honorable Speaker, in the last 10 decades, our forest cover has been eaten up to 41.6%. That's the forest cover we have lost in the last 10 decades. And every year it keeps becoming deleterious. That's the reality before us. Government needs to help us understand what's the plan around these things. Because you see, these are man-made disasters that we see coming that we can impede. What's the plan around that? Finally, Honorable Speaker, I want to join you and this House in